What's up? Let's see how long I can make this one. I think I'm gonna go on a different um, route, as always. I just wanted to say a couple things and then skedaddle. Yeah. Let me move this. It's been a long time coming. Yeah, I just keep getting bigger and bigger. And I can see the haters. But I guess you need them, right? To let you know you're doing great. I wrote this the script, right? So yeah, I don't think I'm just speaking. Because this I wrote. It's about like it's not that big, you know what I mean? I still gotta fine tune it and shit like that. But what I'm saying is once I copyright that and then couple of errands I gotta do, that shit's gonna be a movie. And now there's this thing, right, where every 5-10 years a thing like a shooting star captivates the world. I've been a part of a lot of those, or I've been the cause of a lot of those shooting stars. Perhaps you only took notice of it when, I don't know, when iPhones came out. When the idea that you can communicate over the phone, have internet access over the phone, when you finally got to that level of um, achievement, which is caused by the things of my essence, I started seeing some variables. Ever so often, another one of those would spark a shooting star. The next one, and the thing about these things, right? They're happening quicker. So within a few, years after that, the idea of a digital currency suddenly surfaces. That was around the time I was doing certain things, and out of that essence, the 1-3 forms. Put it together is one big B symbol. Target the audience, make it look like it's coming from the Europeans by calling it Bitcoin. And thus, you got it. But that all came mysteriously. So, that was another shooting star. Now, another one comes. Open AI. ChatGPT. Explodes. This is just like how, like I said, when the iPhone came out, when Bitcoin came out, and now Open AI came out, it's already here. But the thing that people do not realize, it's like I said, I don't know, years ago, Mr. 13 Personality, that was my creation, my first album. The name, LZ13, Lord 13, always with the 13. I gave it significance, it was meaning, tied it all. Like I said, 1, 3 became B. There was a lot of things that was tied to the name that I bared. And when I came out with Mr. 13 Personality, that kind of changed the whole stratosphere, the consciousness of the world. Prior to that, Mr. 13 Personality, um, you had the old similar things that people were used to. So what's happening is people are realizing now, because of my scribbles, that it's a war going on, and only the smartest, strongest will dominate. You have to assume you're being watched. You have to assume that they're watching you. So you have to be yourself in all situations. Just be yourself. And wait for the moment to use their illegal trespassings against them, with a level of knowing things that uh, was meant to keep you from knowing. And the fact that you knew, regardless of how they wanted you to feel that you didn't know, is it's the war of manipulation. This open AI will birth superheroes. Matter of fact, you know, people would often ask, or smart people like scientists or philosophers, they would ask, are we in a simulation? Now, if you understand what Bitcoin is, you ever play Super Mario? Of course you have. They're jumping on marshmallows or mushrooms, and you get a coin. It makes that sound. Boing, boing. You jump, you get in a little tunnel, go to another section, you start jumping on these little things. Boing, boing, boing. You get another point. Somewhere down the line, people started asking questions. And the questions became, are we in a simulation? Well, the Bitcoin is proof that it's looking like that. Because here you have something that I birthed. Of course, they gave it to some mysterious, Chinese name or something, and who probably did the thing, but it was the the tsunami wave that caused his, you know, idea to formulate that formula that created a blockchain, and all this thing where we can be our own banks. If it wasn't for the wave, there would be no Bitcoin. And why the 1-3? But I'm getting off the subject. So what I was saying is this this thing I've been on top of all my life, and I've only gotten smarter remembering. Now, the open AI, it's a war, and only the strongest will survive, the most powerful, and it's gonna be on who trains his AI the best. Which is something that was created through the wave that was spread. So in all essence, I hate to talk like I'm the creator and everything was because of me, because it sounds like egotistical and selfish and stuff like that. But all I know is when I came in the picture, the evolution of people progressed at a rapid rate. Before me in the picture, the evolution of people was not that high. And that sort of thing comes when someone never wavered. So this open AI is going to create superheroes, because if you know how to use the technology, no one should have any problems. Now, let me not talk about technology and shit and what's going on in the world. What's up with you? Tell me something about you. You know what I mean? Let me hear what you gotta say, man. How is it in your world? Cause I'm chilling. Listen, vibing in my own little apartment room, or whatever you call these things, my own pod, and I was just watching some movies while writing my script. Because this movie script is gonna be. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be a success. All I know is that I'm gonna be happy that I got it completed. I don't care if it's gonna be, success. I know it's probably, I have faith it's gonna have success, but I don't know how, to what level of, what I mean. I just know that it's gonna get up there, what I mean. But even if it's not, just as long as I got my story and a visual where you could just like pass it on. Like, look what I did, give it to your kid or something. Like, that's based on a true story. And then they look at it, oh shit, that's my pops. I don't know. But Yeah, so that's gonna be dope. Going through some shit, you know. I know y'all want to get me. I know y'all want me to get more personal in my lyrics, but I'm saving the best for last. Right now, I just hit him with the, safe or cautionary, like. But then when I'm ready to trap him for real, it's a wrap. Lemniscate Zeal is about to be the biggest company you ever heard of. Still in a position where people could buy it on pennies for $1. You know? But I know for certain that shit's gonna skyrocket and it's gonna happen fast. So it's not gonna be in the pennies for that long, you know? Hey, I'm talking. I don't even know why I wanted to share today. Like, I just felt like, I should post something because it's one thing. I'm starting to see that this generation gets trapped into, like, you know, uh, staying on the tube all day, and they forget to live. So I want to be like an influencer. I said, let me try to be on the flip side where they watching people like me, instead of being on the other side where you're just watching people instead of being watched, and at the same time making some money for it, through my through my publishing company. So yeah, I'm gonna just be speaking some real things. I'm just warming up, There's a lot of things that I'm just easing my way because there's no rush, right? Why do I gotta speed through this like I gotta get like I'm doing an infomercial or something and all I got is 15 to 30 seconds. This is not a TikTok, This is not a Reels or Shorts. This is an episode. This episode, you're talking, you know what I mean? You're vibing with me. Got a lot of things going on. I go, but it's late at night. I said, you know what? Let me holler at these people real quick before I smoke my blunt and take it down. You know, just relax. You know what I mean? I already did all I had to do. Now I just got to see the numbers, you know, grow on its own. I watered the plants. I fed the plants. That's all I had to do. I went, got some water, started feeding the plants. Now I just gotta sit back, and just let it grow, let it watch how you know, the the seed first has to die in order to in order to be on in order to be born. And it only happens through water. I'm a genius, but there's a lot of people that's been taking advantage of uh, my genius without paying homage. And so while you've been participating in this whole thing without having a fighting chance. I've been I've been fighting because I had a chance. I saw how you fell for the trap. I saw the progression, the evolution in you. I saw it all. A lot of it had to do with me, of course, the protagonist, because at that time I was just like light years ahead of people, you know. So I was in a position of like being like, "Hey, I told you so. I knew you was gonna be eventually here, listening, you know, talking, you know, because I was already like, you know, I already knew." Um, so the shooting stars. Once you know how to like, now I know how to cause thunderstorm. You know what I mean? But the shooting stars come every 5 to 10 years, I would say, and now it's happening quicker. You know, so it's not 5 to 10 years. That's what it was before. Now it's like 5 to 3 years. You know, 3 to 5. Um. So yeah, I'm balling, man. You got. I went in. You gotta exercise the brain. You don't just steal people's intellectual property without ever exercising the brain. That's cheating. It's cool, you know, copy and paste a lot of things, but if you don't have the brain capacity to deal with a lot of all this information, uh, that copy and paste and that thing you got using all this revolutionary tech without the actual diligence of the actual brain and function, you know, those things don't really last long. You know, if you can do mathematic problems in your head without using the calculator, I think it's even better. You know, thing is, people relied on the calculator more, and they forgot that it's all in their brain. You know, it's the same. It's just people don't want to exercise the brain. So they use the tech and all these things, you know, to facilitate. The thing is, these things were supposed to assist to keep you superb functioning, or at least in the level you know you last left it, which should have been great. But what happens is people rely on this tech and they forget to exercise the brain, and so this forms them to become some type of slave, a new type of thing, you know, and it's all created from the tech that they allowed to be conquered on. I was of the latter or former, depending on how you look at it, and decided to be in the resistance bracket. And science was divulged and unleashed onto the earth. Anyway, think I spoke uh, to the world enough. I'm gonna review this, see if I like it, and post it. Um, Doing it reluctantly, um, but it is my duty because I'm a real Z, and we only multiply. Built to last, man. There's more coming, more coming. Stay tuned. You know, there's a lot of things coming near your future. You know, so just stay tuned for that. Stay strong. You know, uh, that's that with all of that.